Our country, India. India is a country of vast geographical expanse. In the north, it is bound by the lofty Himalayas, the Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. Watch the shores of the Indian Peninsula. Children, the peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. Okay, three sides water surrounded by land is known as peninsula. How India become peninsula? Because the Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. So that is why the Indian Peninsula, it formed the Indian Peninsula. India has an area of about 3.28 million square kilometer. The north-south extent from Kashmir to Kanyakumari is about 3,200 kilometer, and the east-west extent from the Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch is about 2,900 kilometer. The lofty mountains, the Great Indian Desert, the northern plains, the uneven plateau surface, and the coast and islands presents a diversity of landforms. There is a great variety in the climate, vegetation, wildlife, as well as the language and culture. In this diversity, we find unity that is reflected in traditions that bind us as one nation. India has a population of more than 120 crores since the year 2011. It is the second most populous country of the world after China. Locational settings. India is located in the northern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree 30 north, passes almost halfway through the country. From south to the north, mainland of India extends between 8 degree 4 north and 37 degree 6 north latitudes. From west to east, India extends between 68 degree 7 east and 97 degree 25 east longitudes. If we divide the world into eastern and western hemisphere, which hemisphere would be India belong to? India is completely belong to northern hemisphere. Due to great longitudinal extent of about 29 degree, there could be a wide difference in local time of places located at two extreme points of India. As such, the difference between these 2 points would be of about 2 hours. As you have learned earlier, the local time changes by 4 minutes for every 1 degree of longitude. The sun rises about 2 hours earlier in the east Arunachal Pradesh than in the west Gujarat. You have already read earlier why the local time of longitude 82 degree 30 east has been taken as the India's standard time. The meridian or longitude is also termed as the standard meridian of India. India's neighbors. There are 7 countries that share land boundaries with India: Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh are sharing land boundaries with India. Across the sea, the south, the lie our island neighbors, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka is separated from India by the Pak Strait. Political and administrative divisions. India is a vast country. For administrative purpose, the country is divided into 28 states and 9 union territories. Delhi is the national capital. The states have been formed mainly on the basis of languages. Physical divisions. India is marked by a diversity of physical features such as mountains, plateaus, plains, coasts, and islands. Standing as sentinels in the north are the lofty snow capped Himalayas. Hima plus Alaya means the abode of snow. The Himalayan mountains are divided into three main parallel ranges. The northernmost is the Great Himalaya or Himadri. The world's highest peaks are located in its range. Middle Himalaya or Himachal lies to the south of Himadri. Many popular hill stations are situated here. Find out the names of 5 hill stations. The Shivalik is the southernmost range. The northern Indian plains lie to the south of the Himalayas. They are generally level and flat. These are formed by the alluvial deposit laid down by the rivers the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and their tributaries. These river plains provide fertile land for cultivation. That is the reason for high concentration of the population in these plains. Children, alluvial deposits means these are very fine soils brought by the rivers and deposited in their river basins. Tributaries means a river or stream which contributes its water to a main river by discharging it into main river from either side. In the western part of India lies the Great Indian Desert. It is a dry, hot, and sandy stretch of land. It has very little vegetation. To the south of the northern plains lies the Peninsular Plateau. It is triangular in shape. The relief is highly valleys. Arivali Hills, one of the oldest ranges of the world, border it on the northwest side. The Vindhyas and the Sapturas are the important ranges. The rivers Narmada and Tapi follow through these ranges. These are west flowing rivers that drain into the Arabian Sea. The Western Ghats or Sahyadris border the plateau in the west, and the Eastern Ghats provide the eastern boundary. While the Western Ghats are almost continuous, the Eastern Ghats are broken and uneven. The plateau is rich in mineral like coal and iron ore. To the west of the Western Ghats and east of the Eastern Ghats lies the coastal plains. The western coastal plains are very narrow. The eastern coastal plains are much broader. There are number of east flowing rivers. The rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri drain into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers have formed fertile deltas as their mouth. The Sundarban Delta is formed where the Ganga and Brahmaputra flow into the Bay of Bengal. Two groups of islands also form part of India. Lakshadweep Islands are located in the Arabian Sea. These are coral islands located off the coast of Kerala. The Andaman and the Nicobar Islands lies to the southeast of the Indian mainland in the Bay of Bengal. Children, do you know corals are skeletons of tiny marine animals called polypus. When the living polypus die, their skeletons are left. Other polypus grow on the top of the hard skeletons which grow higher and higher, thus forming the coral islands. Okay, children, let us wind up today's class. And this chapter is also over. Now you have to read this chapter many times and underline important points. After that, given works also you have to do. Thank you. Thank you to listening my class.